But right now we have a very special guest in the studio, the godfather of American chess, Rex Sinquefield.
Oh my goodness.
Rex, welcome in the studio.
Thank you very much. You're way too kind to give me such adulations and superlatives. Go ahead and continue.
We will. Rex, this 2024 U.S. Championships, more U.S. Championships in the record books. Your take on this one in particular and overall, how do you like them?
Well, overall, I think they're amazing. They are, you would know better than I, but I think they're one of the main national championships in the world.
Absolutely.
Each year. Maybe not the premier, but certainly a big one.
I want to say it's the highest rated
I want to say
national
it's the premier.
championship
Is it?
in the world.
Yeah.
I want to say it's the highest rated, and
Well, if you want to say it, go ahead.
exactly. Who's going to check us?
You can do it. We've got a fact check.
Who's going to fact check us?
No, I think they're very exciting. Of course, all of us have emotional connections to most of those players.
Absolutely.
And we've got our favorites. You probably don't always have the right one, but if you want to know who you should be supporting, just ask me. But I just think they're a wonderful thing for the city, for the United States. It's chess players everywhere get to watch this, and I'm sure a lot of chess players in school age, high school, college,
Especially.
and adults working part-time jobs and real jobs can participate. I think it's a wonderful thing for everybody.
Absolutely. And I will say on behalf of the players, because I do speak with them, they really look forward to the national championships. And a lot of players, for example, Lanier, Dominguez, Levon, have changed federations, and they've come and now represent the United States and have, in fact, naturalized as well. So these U.S. championships have really drawn enormous talents to the game.
They have indeed, and it's very exciting that happened, especially when you mentioned Lanier, someone who defected. We have at least one other defector in this tournament. I think it's a female. I'm not sure whom.
Talia Cervantes, I think.
Talia,
also,
yes. And she's at St. Louis U.
Originally, yes, from Cuba. Yes.
Also.
That's always a wonderful thing. Sorry, Vladimir, it's the way it goes.
And Rex, you always try the tournaments to be special, and this time we have a fantastic performance by Karissayev, 8 out of 8. How did you feel that moment? Were you happy that this year it's a very historic page in the book, or were you starting to get worried?
I know you won't believe me, but I was just sitting there eagerly waiting to write that check.
Pull out the checkbook.
I think it was very exciting as the tension mounted, and
Each win.
yeah, it got closer and closer, and
Right.
people were asking me, "What do you think?" I said, "I don't want to talk about it."
Going after the streak, after 8 games, exactly that moment, she's going into the 9th. What percentage did you think, statistically speaking, she had achieved?
I think I would have said about 15%.
Ben Underwood said 13.9.
Well, then he has to be right.
Chicago School of Economics. Because I was thinking 25.
I was
You were
about
high.
40, yes, 40
Right.
to 50% going into those last 3. But
Right.
obviously I didn't pass statistics.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's simple. If you just go in saying her percentage chance to win is 50% in each game, you just multiply those together.
Right.
You're going to get down pretty low pretty quickly.
50. I know you have a great deal of Bobby Fischer memorabilia. You've admired his career. Bobby Fischer's 960 Fischer Random Tournament's coming up, featuring, of all people, Garry Kasparov.
Yeah, I love to tell people, I said, this is yet another of the inventions of Bobby Fischer.
Yeah.
And this was a very creative one and extremely well motivated. He said, I'm tired of all these people being able to prepare everything, 20, 30 moves deep. He said, the average player can't follow that.
Right.
And he said, so let's put them all on an equal footing. No research is possible, or very little, basically. They
Right.
wouldn't. And I think it's a very exciting event. And all of us get to see the top players in the world on an equal footing, and an equal footing to us.
Right.
People don't know what they're doing.
And now we've got Ultimate Moves coming up. That's a prelude. In the past, you would contest against Randy, your son, and it would be your team of top grandmasters and Randy's team of top grandmasters. What are we doing for Ultimate Moves this year?
We have Mr. Halloween, is that it? Or Mr. Monopoly? Whoever that is.
Now I'm curious. Mr. Halloween. Okay, this sounds pretty ghoulish.
So we'll be playing that, and it's an exciting event. I used to think it was nerve-wracking, but I have to admit that the Grandmasters were very nice to me after my many screw-ups. They said, "Oh, don't worry about it." They made it a lot easier on me. They didn't have to. But
Well,
they did.
I mean, where you got kicked out of your own tournament,
I
that was
know.
pretty impressive.
I like
With
what
the
you
illegal
said.
move.
I like what he said about that. He said it's like Bob Hope being kicked out of his own golf tournament.
And that really happened. Tony Rich
did,
forfeited
yeah.
you and
Yeah.
threw you off premises.
Rex, I want to ask you once again on the topic of women's chess. You must be proud about the result at the Olympiad. You have an incredible crop of new players. Alice Lee, Carissa Ape, who just won her third
Yes,
national championship, and she's only 21 years of age.
I know.
How do you see the future of American women's chess?
I think it's going to continue to improve. And I think the fact that we have this new incentive now, the Jeannie Sinquefield Prize or whatever, 100,000 to anybody who achieves it over the next 5 years, is going to be a real boon. I mean, I was surprised and happy to see how elated Irina Krush was when she got the check and didn't know it was coming.
She did not know.
It made a big difference to her. And I said, wow, that's going to make a big difference to everybody.
Exactly.
And I hope it does. And we'd love to see many more women grandmasters. And
Coming.
I think we will.
Carissa Yip and Alice Lee in particular, they stand out. But when I think about the young crop of players, Rose Atwell, for example, also playing this tournament, Talia.
A lot of girls in the juniors championship.
Right.
Yeah, really, and they want to be chess players. That's
Yeah.
also like you heard Rose Atwell saying, "My dream job is to be a chess player."
There you go.
That's
pretty-
wonderful, yeah.
It really, really is. We have the educational conference coming up this weekend. I believe Maurice and Gary and Judith are all going to be speakers.
And what about Podgorski? Isn't he? Michael Podgorski,
Mike
professor
might be.
at
I believe he
University
will
of
give a
Missouri.
speech as well. Yes.
You, Kate, you've got something to do
I will
with
just
it.
moderate the session. I'm not giving.
Well,
any
hey, there you
speeches.
go. That's a first for St. Louis.
That's a
isn't it?
first, and I hope we do it every year, or at a minimum, at least every 2 years, because it does take time to develop sensible academic papers.
Which is the goal.
Yeah, it'd be a bigger challenge for the academics than it will be for somebody like Gary. He always knows what to say at any given occasion.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
got such a store of knowledge. But when you're an academic preparing a serious paper, that takes a lot of time and a lot of work.
Right.
And then a lot of research.
Yeah.
Research takes enormous amounts of time.
Yeah.
And also, Rex, the club, when we talk specifically about the building, it's undergoing an expansion, right?
Yes.
So can you tell more information about it? When can we expect it to be completed? Because it's going to be
and
beautiful. I saw the plans.
My office, yeah, I got the
Do you want the corner office?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to get right now?
penthouse.
Yeah, your office will overlook the ocean.
In the Bahamas. You've relocated.
It sounds promising. Go ahead, Rex.
Yeah. It's coming along nicely. We're, as Joy likes to say, we're on time and under budget. I'm sure the latter will change, as she does her imitation of the federal government.
Right.
No, that was a terrible thing to say. I
Terrible.
apologize. But she's done an absolutely great job dealing with all of these contractors and everybody else. It's a complicated deal.
It is.
And we're going from 6,000 to 30,000 square feet and maybe more. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's going to be a wonderful thing. I'm eager to see it. I think everybody is. It'll be a great addition to the Central West End
Exactly.
and to St. Louis in general.
Well, it'll be the finest chess club in the United States by far.
Oh, it is.
Oh, yeah. Looking forward to that.
I believe in the world as well. Right now, Sharjah is
Sharjah,
about 25,000.
Who's
The-
25?
Sharjah Chess
and,
Club.
and the Dubai
In
Chess
the-
Club. I visited
Emirates.
them both. The
Okay.
Emirates, they really have two really beautiful clubs.
Yeah,
We're competing.
I've been to several places in the Emirates.
Right.
Dubai, I've been to the
Dubai.
Burj Al Arab, the
Yeah.
only supposedly 7-star hotel in the world. And it is amazing. There's a concierge on every floor.
That's all we have ever asked.
They spoil you, It's
Absolutely.
amazing.
Rex, I won't ask you about your predictions here, but just Fabiano. He comes into today's round with a 90% chance of winning, and should he win, that would pretty much establish him as one of the most dominant U.S. champions. Your thoughts about Fabi? Because he's a local.
He is a local, and he is fabulous. You know, and it would be nice if that happens. I can't tell you who I'd root for if it doesn't happen, but there he is.
Yeah.
He reeks with terror.
Actually, he's such a
Dangerous guy.
a nice-looking guy. I mean,
He doesn't look like a murderer.
no, he really doesn't. But he is quite the assassin at the chessboard. That is
Yes, he
for
is.
sure.
Yeah.
Rex, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you all
And
very
thank you
much.
for everything
And
that
for the
you and
wonderful
Jeannie.
job you folks do.
Yeah.
You guys
you.
are amazing. Even Yasser, somewhat.
Well, let's not go overboard.
We're keeping him in check. Yeah, we're keeping him in check.
Thank you very much.
They
you, Rex.
handcuff me, Rex. I've got the superpowers over here, but they only share my abilities just a little
Well,
bit. They
you
don't like
need
to tell me.
handcuffing.
Rex, thank
Thank
you
you
again.
so much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. We'll take a look at our standings as we are in our championship round.